Are you someone out there who wants to kick the habit of smoking cigarettes and don't know where to start, or you need a place to start? Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you guys and share with you guys the fastest way to quit smoking cigarettes and get rid of nicotine in your life. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. And if you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Jamie Dottie Garza. Let's ignite the world. In this video, I'm going to share with you some of the tips that I use personally to quit my nicotine and smoking cigarette addiction. If you want to learn more about my story and why I quit smoking cigarettes, please click the link above or look in the link in the description where I tell my story on cigarettes. And I know it was one of my hardest, I should say, addictions to kick. Very nasty habit. And one of the biggest ways, because you got to understand, psychologically, every time I had a meal, I would associate it with a cigarette after the meal. Every time I drank, which at that time I was drinking a lot of alcohol. You can check my channel for the alcohol abuse segment and how I quit drinking alcohol. You can check the channel, there's some resources there, but it would trigger me to puff a cigarette every time I got in my car, turn on the music, light one up in the morning, smoking a cigarette. Even when I was working retail, it was like 2012, 2013, going on breaks, sparking a cigarette. So a lot of these things were triggers in just how I associated life with a cigarette sparking up. And one of the fastest ways, and it was tough, I'm not going to lie, quitting cigarettes with no patches or anything like that, going cold turkey, that was my formula, going cold turkey. It wasn't drifting off. I was, I think, smoking a pack a day, just about. From Newports, I was the harshest to, Camel Menthols with the crush, I believe, and smoking a lot. One of the fastest ways that got me on track were these actual toothpicks, but they were cinnamon flavored. I got them off Amazon, like tea tree therapy. Actually, I looked it up, my Amazon order. I last purchased these 2 times in 2015. If you guys can see that, this is them right there. Those helped me out big time because it was a flavored toothpick, but I remember the first few weeks, those were the hardest, of course, because those nicotine withdrawals, loud. Talk about nightmares and just urges and just not feeling myself. Them was rough. But I remember after eating meals, I would pop one of those cinnamon flavored toothpicks in. I remember every time I got in the car, I would instead pop a toothpick. And that was going cold turkey and combining those two things together. And I believe that's kind of what triggered me to stop drinking so much, because every time I drank, I would want to take that buzz or take that feeling to the next level with a cigarette. So it was a combination of those things, but staying the path. I would quit. I remember I quit buying packs, and that was big for me. And that was the fastest way, because once I knew I can not buy a pack of cigarettes, I was good. And then I would chill with my friends. We would turn up, and then I'd be like, "Hey, let me bum one." I would go back to my vomit, but it wasn't as substantial as buying a whole pack of cigarettes. And I did that for about a year. It wasn't until my son was born in 2016 and going into 2017 and 2018, I completely stopped. I remember, and I got my wife to stop smoking cigarettes too. Her journey was after COVID, 2020. So I remember she was working retail. That's what it comes out to, just working retail and just having an excuse to go outside. But I'm so glad she did, because we have 3 beautiful kids. They don't want to be around that. And I know how hard it is to drop this habit. People we love who are older than us, uncles and aunts, still smoke cigarettes to this day. 45s going in 50. It's like, man, lungs got to be deteriorated at that point. But honestly, going cold turkey and those cinnamon flavored toothpicks were the fastest way for me to quit 100%. And again, like everything else, everything takes time. And you go a day, go a week, months, everything has compound interest, and it compounds. And it's a long journey ahead. It's a long journey ahead. I've had some friends who do vapes now. Just cut the fat. You don't need to be filling your lungs with cancer and harsh chemicals to keep you from being the best version of yourself that God has made you to be. Some other tips that are coming to me, I remember on this journey, is exercising a lot more. You know, it was tough because I was running. I remember running. That's how I got into my mile runs. And I remember smoking cigarettes would affect me and my lungs and breathing. So it pushed me to quit because I wanted to perform better. I wanted to have more energy. I didn't want to be out of breath. And at that time, I was about to be on full father mode, and I didn't want to be playing tag with my kid and me not be able to keep up with him. So that was a big driver for me personally that kept me in it. I know during the time I quit smoking cigarettes, I didn't even have God in my life. Like, he was there, of course, but my journey wasn't fully embarked with him. I was building a relationship back with him because I fell astray. So these are all like the things that I remember that helped me stay focused onto the bigger goal and just becoming nicotine-free, tobacco-free, cigarette-free. And you just got to have determination. You know, you have it in you to be disciplined. You have it in you to stop. It's just a matter of you taking life by the horns and you going all in on yourself and investing all in yourself and the future self that is there for you. But I hope this video was helpful on you if you're on your journey and wanting to kick the habit and learn the fastest way to kick this habit of smoking cigarettes and nicotine. If you liked this video and it was helpful, please smash that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel so you can get more videos like this in the future, as well as other ways to ignite the world. Stay blessed by the best. Ignite the world. Peace.